All right, leaders, let's cut right to the chase. We're going to skip all the technical jargon, all the hype. Today, we're talking about the single most important decision you are going to make about AI. Seriously, it's a choice that will literally define your company's future. And in the next few minutes, we're going to give you the exact framework to make it right.
So it really all boils down to this one raw, powerful question. Will AI take your job, or will you use AI to win? Now listen, this isn't just a question for your employees. This is the fundamental challenge for every single leader out there. It forces you to make a choice between a future that's driven by fear and one that's absolutely defined by opportunity.
So I've got to ask you directly, as a leader, what's your answer? Because, your response to that simple question, it's going to dictate your entire AI strategy. It's going to shape your company culture. And yeah, it will absolutely define your competitive future. Right now, there are really two, and only two distinct paths you can take.
Okay, let's dive into path number one. We're calling it the replacement doctrine. And think of this as the defensive strategy. It's the path that's rooted in fear. It's basically a reactive play, born from just responding to what AI can do instead of what you want it to achieve.
So, what does this doctrine actually mean? Well, at its core, it's the belief that AI's main value is, substitution. It's all about replacing human labor to just slash operational costs. The mindset is brutally simple. You look at a workflow, you find the person doing the work, and you ask, can a machine do this cheaper? You can really see the DNA of a company that follows this path. The focus? It's all on automating tasks you're already doing. The goal is just short-term cost efficiency, quick wins on the balance sheet. And here's the kicker, your people, your team, they're seen as a cost center, something to be minimized. In this world, the technology is driving the strategy, not the other way around.
But look, this path, it's just loaded with strategic traps. It's a minefield. Think about it. When your team starts seeing AI as the enemy that's coming for their jobs, what happens? Morale and trust, they absolutely plummet. You risk this massive brain drain, losing years and years of institutional knowledge that you can't just get back. And maybe the most dangerous part of all, you end up creating a culture that's stagnant, defensive, and basically allergic to the very innovation you need for any kind of long-term growth.
Okay, but there is another way. Let's talk about path number two, the adaptation advantage. This is a whole different ballgame. This isn't defense. This is your offensive strategy. It's proactive. It's all about seizing opportunity, not just batting away threats.
So the whole philosophy here completely flips the script. The adaptation advantage doesn't see AI as a replacement for people. No way! It sees AI as a powerful tool for augmentation. The goal isn't just about doing the same old things for a little bit cheaper. It's about empowering your people to do entirely new things, to create new kinds of value that were, frankly, impossible before.
Now, following this path means a pretty fundamental shift in how you operate. The focus, it moves from just automation to real human-AI collaboration. The goal isn't a quick buck, it's sustainable, long-term value. And your workforce? They're treated as your number one asset, something to be amplified, not minimized. And this is crucial. Here your strategy leads the technology. The question completely changes. It's not what can AI do, it's where do we want to go and how can AI help us get there faster? See the difference?
And the rewards for taking this path? They are just immense. I mean, you unlock totally new levels of productivity and innovation. Employee engagement goes through the roof because people see you're investing in them. You start to build these unique, defensible capabilities that your competitors just can't copy because they're baked into how your people work with your tech. And at the end of the day, you build an agile, growth-oriented culture that actually thrives on change.
All right, so we've laid out two very, very different paths. One is defense, the other is offense. One is about replacement, the other adaptation. So now comes the moment of truth for you as a leader. It is time to make your strategic choice. Let's just put this side by side so it's crystal clear. You've got the replacement doctrine, a defensive, cost-focused mindset. The goal? Efficiency. The impact on your workforce? Substitution. The final outcome? A little bit of incremental savings. Then, you have the adaptation advantage. That's an offensive, growth-focused mindset. The goal is innovation. The impact is augmentation. And the outcome? A real, sustainable, competitive edge. I mean, the choice really is that stark, isn't it?
So how do you actually make this choice real, tangible? Here's a super simple three-step framework for you. First, you've got to assess. Get a really clear picture of your people's skills and your current workflows. Second, identify.
And I mean actively look for opportunities where AI can amplify your team's talent, not just automate their tasks. And finally, number 3, you have to commit. Make a clear, conscious choice on which path you're taking, and then, and this is key, back it up with real investment in both your people and your technology.
All right, as we wrap this up, it is so important to recognize what this is really all about. This whole conversation we've been having, these two paths, it's not really about the technology. It's about leadership.
Let me be absolutely clear about this. The future isn't going to be decided by what some large language model can do. No. It's going to be decided by the choices you make in the boardroom. This is not a technology problem you need to solve. It's a leadership opportunity you need to seize. The power and the responsibility that rests squarely with you.
We started with that question. Will you use AI to win? And it all leads to this final moment. Your legacy as a leader is going to be defined by this choice. So, what will it be? Are you going to be remembered as the manager who just oversaw a replacement of their workforce? Or are you going to be the leader who spearheaded an evolution, who created a stronger, smarter, and more human organization for the future? The choice is yours.